In case some of you may wonder even how Italy gets mad at you if you miss some deadlines or tax payments, I'm here to tell you, listen carefully. When tax evasion exceeds certain thresholds, it becomes a crime. Even if it's very important to remember that one rarely actually ends up in prison, generally speaking, few alternative measures to detention are provided to mitigate this bad punishment. The thresholds really depend on the type of tax offense committed. So let's start with declarations. This case deals with the falsification of income tax return and VAT declarations by filing fake passive elements like false invoicing or by, editing accounting records. If the fake of the edited tax declaration is made through the use of invoices for non-existing transactions, then in this case the penalty is prison from 4 to 8 years. However, this penalty may be reduced to range between 1 year and 6 months to 6 years when the amount of tax evasion is less than 100,000 euros. Once again, it's important to note that these are just some of the penalties for fake tax returns, and penalties may really flow depending on the impact and years of the bad tax offense committed. If the tax evasion now is committed through other, let's say, devices other than the use of invoices for no existing operations, the penalty is imprisonment from 3 to 8 years. This type of crime happens when certain thresholds are exceeded, which include, for example, tax evaded exceeding 30,000 euros, total amount of active elements subtract from the taxation exceeding 5% of the clear active elements, or in any case exceeding 1,500,000 euros. Any amount of fake credits and withholding taxes exceeding 5% of the total, or in any case exceeding 30,000 euros. Once again, keep in mind that this threshold may flow very depending on the context and tax laws of the country of reference, even your home country. The specific penalties and criteria may change based on the legislation enforced in your country of origin and the tax agreement between Italy and that given country. Let's address now incomplete tax return when untrue information declarations are provided outside of the cases of fake tax return. In these cases, there is no bad evil intent, but one still acts aware of the risk, even through omissions. For example, it can happen when someone receives an income or rent without reporting it in the tax return, or when he or she carries out illegal work. The crime of false declarations exists if the evaded taxes exceeds 100,000 euros. Before 2020, just to give an example, it was 150,000. Undeclared income exceeding 10% of the total, or in any case exceeding the 2 million euros. So it seems like regulations are getting more strict now. If you fit this description, well, the penalty is imprisonment from 2 to 4 years and 6 months. What happens if you fail to file indeed? Like when the income tax returns, VAT returns, and tax form in general are not filed within 90 days of the deadline. This action turns into a crime if the amount of evaded taxes exceed 50,000 euros, and the penalty is imprisonment 2 to 6 years. Failure to pay the VAT, if the debit exceeds 250,000 euros, the penalty is imprisonment from 6 months to 2 years. Failure to pay withholding taxes, anyone who fails to pay within the deadline established for submission of the annual tax substitute declaration, the withholding taxes for contractors or employees for an amount exceeding 150,000 euros for each tax year will be punished with imprisonment from 6 months to 2 years. What happens if you issue fake invoices? When invoices received are issued for non-existing transactions in order to allow others to evade income taxes or the VAT, regardless whether or not the recipient uses to, fake documents of the amount involved, the penalty moves from 4 to 8 years of imprisonment. But if the total amount is less than 100,000 euros per recurring, the penalty is between a minimum of 1 year and 6 months and a maximum of 6 years. What happens if you get caught and you want to destroy the accounting records? You want to destroy the evidence. When accounting records or other documents that must be retained to prevent the reconstructions of income and business volume are destroyed or hidden, the penalty is imprisonment from 3 to 7 years. And what happens if you use fake invoices once again? Always a crime. The penalty is imprisonment from 1 year and 6 months to 6 years. In conclusion, while the penalties for committing tax crimes in Italy are severe and far-reaching, understanding your fiscal responsibilities can ensure not only the compliance, but also the freedom to enjoy your hard-earned wealth in Italy without fear of legal consequences. If you are ever tempted, choose wisely, as the path of integrity offers the true peace of mind.